What up, though?
Oh, what up, though? Welcome to Woman Crush
Every day,
where we discuss queer media, especially when it is black and especially when it is woman.
Woman.
I'm your host, Tang B, aka Sean B. Scribe.
And I'm your host, Allison, aka Al Woo.
And today we are going to discuss Phase 6, the web series.
Yes, but make sure you subscribe before we get into talking about this wonderful web series by Amira Shaunice and do all that good stuff so you can be with us the next time we drop another video and tell y'all about this dope queer black centered content that we making. So yeah,
absolutely. So let's get into Phase 6, which is a web series. There are 6 episodes. Like you said, it's by Amira Shaunice, who also did New York Girls TV. So if you're a fan of that, definitely you're going to want to check this out. It follows our main character, Jessica, who is going through grieving a relationship. Grieving a lot of things, actually. So we'll get into that. But going through the phases of how do you grieve a relationship and get back to you.
So first question, we always lead with your favorite moment or favorite scene. What was your, from the whole series, what was your favorite moment?
So my favorite moment was when Tammy finally came back to the house. So Tammy's friend, there's going to be a lot of spoilers. So watch the web series. Yeah. If you never watched us before, we talk about our favorite moments and everything. So things are going to be spoiled. So Tammy is the best friend and roommate of Jessica and has come on to her and then disappeared when Jessica didn't really reciprocate the action and has been avoiding her and finally decides to come back to the apartment. And Jessica's like, what's up? You've been avoiding me. And she's like, well, I actually took a job in LA. And she's like, okay, you didn't want to tell me that, I don't get it. And she's just like, well, yeah, I took the job in LA and pretty much I'm moving there and I'm leaving you with the rent, so figure it out. Now, this was her best friend and roommate, and Jessica's like, but your name on the lease, so what you talking about? And she's just like, yeah, you pretty much have till Monday and I'm out. And I was just like, yo, that brought real feelings up for me.
I was like, that was your favorite scene?
That was my favorite scene because it really hit me. It really hit me as a real moment. Actually, it took me back to a moment that I had with a friend who moved out. And actually, I moved out on them. It was a messy situation. And dang, just all those feelings that got harbored up, I just was like, I couldn't believe that Tammy was gonna do this to Jessica. And it definitely had my attention. I was like, wait, she said what?
So you wanted the drama. You're here for the drama.
Here for the drama.
I feel like my favorite scene, I was totally here for the drama as well, because my favorite scene was when Tammy went in for the kiss from Jessica, and really kind of that kiss added all kind of extra drama and spice to the situation. Jessica is trying to heal, from all of the things that she's been dealing with, her relationship struggles, and Tammy goes in and tries to use this vulnerable moment to, weasel her way into Jessica's affections or whatever. But I think it was my favorite scene because it was just spicy. Let's go ahead and spice it up. Add some drama to this situation. So, yeah. I mean, not that it was short of any drama.
Oh,
but
yeah, there was already plenty of drama happening.
Yeah, and not that it was too much drama, but all of that. I don't know. I like that scene. Man, I'm a little messy. That's the messy in me coming out, I guess.
And there's some spice, some flair, because before that, so much of it had been about the love that she had lost and the estrangement between her and her mother. And, we didn't really have anybody coming on to Jessica. And so Tammy was like, well, I will.
Right. I will step in.
Watching you sit here with your tissuing up my couch, crying
all over the place.
Mess, just leaving a mess everywhere. And now I'm gonna put the moves on, and Bad timing.
Didn't work out.
Nope, didn't work out. I don't know that there was ever going to be a good timing for that.
Yeah,
maybe
she was definitely friend zone.
When
hard
friend
zone.
Teenagers, that would have been the time to try. Anyway, who was your woman crush?
Man, my woman crush is the lead, Peyton Bryant, who plays Jessica. Yeah, super bad. Shout out. I mean, I don't know how you shout out, but whatever that means. That's my woman crush of this series. Yeah, I'm definitely like, okay, I'm gonna follow where not like stalk, but just like, okay.
The lingo that they put together for social media like lends itself to creepness.
Yeah. I was like, hey, I want to. Okay, maybe I won't. Okay, I'm a fan. Keep doing your thing. I see you, girl. I don't know if this helps. Who was your woman crush?
I also really loved, the character of Jessica, played by Peyton Bryant, was, not only is she gorgeous, but I just thought the character was complex, brought some joy, brought realness, brought rawness to the situation. It was awesome. And the actor is really charismatic in interviews, and I was like, I will want to watch this person play other characters, and bring other people to life. So, she was dope. And then Frankie, I had a little crush on that. Frankie was cute.
Yeah, Frankie had a little style with the, the locks up top, serving us like you would hit somebody's open mic poetry spot real quick.
But it would be erotic poetry, and then I'll be like, no.
Definitely serving erotic poetry energy. Definitely.
But I think beyond, like, when I think about woman crush, beyond, like, oh, they cute, or, they got the look, or whatever, it's like, who would I want to spend time with, who, like, brings great energy, and April, who was the other friend who worked at the bar with Jessica, April was so funny, was just like really trying to be there for her friend, like bring her out of her shell, bring her out of this sad period, show her you're still a great time, let it go, fuck around, have you, do you. And I was like, I will bring her on a double date. She's fun, she's a great time, and if you're down, that's the person you want to call. You want to call April.
Word.
Yeah.
Word. Yeah. There were baddies all through the series. Yeah. I loved.
Tammy was a baddie.
Yeah. Like I'm a fan of all the folks on the show. So shout out y'all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what can stay? What can go?
All right. So what can stay is this banging ass soundtrack throughout the show. Like I really appreciated the hits. They remixed a whole lot of hits throughout the series, and I thought the songs and the placing of the music, they did a really great job with that, and thematically choosing songs that like were right in the vein and stuff like that. So keep that vibe. Keep these stories that aren't like all pain-filled stories, but like still are complex and kind of show the dynamism of queer Black lives, you know what I'm saying? And how we make family and how we work through and process things that happen in our lives. Like, the fact that this is about going through these phases of healing and development and all that stuff. Like, I think that's beautiful. So show that can stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, what can go is hating ass friends. Because I feel like Tammy was a hating ass friend.
She was.
And, because Jessica wasn't feeling it, and it just wasn't the time for any of that. And honestly, I think it was like icky. The whole approach, like the fact that Tammy was like, all right, well, I'm about to move and you need to get out of my house because it didn't work out. It's like, okay, I get it. Your feelings are hurt. But at the same time, that's supposed to be your homie too. You know what I mean? Like, understand that this person is still going through a lot of shit. Take your time. Be cool. And Tammy was not that.
Not even polite about it. Not even like, oh, girl, sorry, should have told you. My bad. I was embarrassed. I was scared. No, just rude. Rude. Just I'm sorry, it brought
And
feelings to me.
calm down. It's like, it's okay. It's okay. I get it though. I understand. I felt the same way.
Yes.
It's disrespectful. All right. So what can stay? What can go for you?
Yeah, what can go is Tammy. Tammy can go. Tammy as a character can definitely stay. But Tammy's shenanigans, like people pretending to be your friend when actually they want a romantic relationship, or they waiting in the wing for somebody to fuck up, or like slide in. It's just like, that's grimy, and you're not being a real friend to me because you don't have real intentions that are solely for me and my benefit. You are thinking about how can you maneuver this to work out in your favor and shine you in a good light, so I see you as like the person that I can go to. And it's conniving, it's gross. I thought we was just like reserving that for like dudes and like toxic masculinity, but
it turns out
don't bring that over here, ladies.
Leave that with them.
We don't need that.
That's
we don't
not
need
the
somebody
energy
being like, oh, what
want.
up, Ma? I'm trying to holler at you. Yo, because you have friends, though? Like, no.
Right.
No.
Leave that energy over there with them dudes.
We don't need that here.
Yeah.
So that can go. Thinking of our parents as heroes, like having that one parent who you more identify with or get along with, and then you just heroize them and just like heroize. I'm gonna say it. You just put that on them, that they are infallible, and that just leads to disappointment. Not only disappointment, but it's not acknowledging the fullness of a person, that all of us are imperfect in ways, or will make decisions that hurt other people, even if that's not what we're trying to do. And I think Jessica just like learning that was the beautiful part. But people just doing that to our parents in particular, I think is hard. And parents doing it to their kids, like, I've raised you to be a particular thing, so that's all that I'm going to accept, that's all that I'm willing to see, and I'm going to reject everything else, not rationally, but just because I don't want to see you that way. And I think we just got to let go of that as a culture.
Yeah.
It's just like, as all people. So that can go. What can stay is learning those lessons, like getting to see Jessica understand more of the fullness of both her father and her mother, and how learning that one parent had done this, terrible thing actually showed her a new light for her mother, and just seeing her grow in her relationship with her family. I thought that was really just beautiful to see them come to a new level, to see her learn new things, to see her acknowledge things about herself that she didn't recognize until she really approached that conversation with both of them, and also seeing her learn how to come back to herself from this relationship, which, just maybe we should jump into queer canon to just talk about some of the issues that come up.
Yeah. In terms of like the issues that come up, I mean, we start the story off because Jessica's female love interest leaves her because she loses this baby, and Jessica was pregnant but miscarries, and the love that she left this wedding, like left this man at the altar for, she goes off with this woman, and once the baby dies, then it's like I guess the lady didn't want to be in a relationship anymore and dips. And so all of this stuff that Jessica is left dealing with, like, wow, I sacrificed my family, and what do people think of when you leave somebody at the altar? I mean, this is already kind of like, damn. But you do that to go to be with this person that you expect all of these things. You expect this beautiful future, and none of that works out. So kind of seeing that complicated story from a queer lens, I think is really important. Were there any other things that you want to bring up in terms of those like issues?
Being somebody who was in a relationship with a man, and then leaves that person, that definitely was like top queer canon for me. To just continue to explore that story, because I think people want to erase that part of people like trying to find these compromises for their parents and making decisions to not tie themselves to somebody else's idea. And then to see her take that leap of faith, because I feel like most stories end with like she chose the man or she chose the woman, but that's not the end of anybody's story, because what relationship ensued after that. I think talking about people's how they position themselves and how they position what commitment means. Because the woman who she had been with left her after the miscarriage, said she would never get married, and then was immediately engaged to somebody.
Yeah.
And just exploring that, like what people consider commitment, what people consider long term, what people consider why they even want to be in a relationship with you. So I think that and then yeah, just really the for me the biggest part of the queer canon is more stories that go beyond the romantic relationship of queer people. And so I feel like Phase 6 spends a lot of time on relationships with family and relationships with friends, and how those help all of us to better understand ourselves, better process our romantic relationships, know how we need to grow from them, how we need to get over them, how we need to get ourselves prepared to get back out in the world, and come back to ourselves. And I feel like so much of what Jessica learns has nothing to do with the romance that she pursues with Frankie, and everything to do with the conversations she has with her parents, the conversations that she has with April, the conversations she has with Tammy.
Absolutely.
And how those illuminate things for her. And that was like, yes.
Yeah, that was really well done. And I think for me, where this fits in the queer canon, I feel like I want to just uplift the creator of this project. Amira Shaunice has created a lot of content, content, with focusing on Black queer women.
Yes.
And the fact that Amira has been in the game doing this work for as long as she's been doing it, and continuing to just show the full spectrum of all of these situations that impact women loving women, Black women loving women. I just want to say you belong in the queer canon, Amira Shaunice. Like, you and your work and your contributions to showing these images and telling these stories, I think it's dope.
Yeah,
I think it's really cool.
It's definitely content creator crush.
Yeah,
Yes.
and keep creating. It's like,
Please.
This is dope, because I don't know how we could actually get to finding out all of the impact. I mean, short of like, okay, we're talking about it, we're like, hey, this is cool, we're fans.
Yeah,
but how many folks?
People love New York Girls TV.
Yeah, and
have been following the work. Yeah,
I want to say, like, following it, but like having shows on YouTube in particular. Like, okay, if you can't access the Amazon Primes and the Netflix and the Hulus and all those other things, those paid channels to see this stuff, like, you got YouTube, and you have people who are paving the way to keep these stories alive and tell these stories, and just speak our existence into the world. So
yeah, that's such a great point. Just making the work accessible to people.
Yeah.
Especially for Black queer women who we know, like, I never like to just say, like, from the point of deficit. However, there are a lot of people who are struggling to get those extra funds, and being able to still have access to representations of yourself is so important. So yeah, thanks for continuing to put it on YouTube and use that platform. And have more control of your content. Because we know, like, some of these other platforms will be like, snip, snip, we're done with independent creators.
Yeah, yes, they will.
And then, you lose part of that audience that you were trying to draw in. So, yeah, that's an amazing point. Love it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, those are those are our questions.
Yes.
And this is our review of Phase 6. Check it out. Like we said, it's 6 episodes that you can watch on YouTube. So
you can go to New York Girls TV to see it, or just, search Phase 6. It's there. Let us know what y'all think. What were your favorite moments? Who were you crushing on? Where did this really fit in the queer canon for you? And what do you want to see more of? Because hopefully, I think we're getting a season 2. So let's see.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, y'all. Well, thanks for checking in. Make sure you subscribe again, and we'll see you on the next review.
Peace.